Hey YouTube, DBZ fan here, 675 with Mr. Chris Smiley. Big smile. He's coming at you with a, was it Chaos Debri deck?
Chaos Debri, yeah.
Right, so he's going to show off your deck for you guys.
Alright, this is Chaos Debri. If you've watched the Blackwing match and the Lightsworn match, you'd see it didn't technically work very well. I just didn't draw into it. It was a bad day on drawing. But anyway, it's one Dark Armed. I like it. A lot of people don't. But I think it's too good not to have, really. 2 Chaos Sorcerer. Yeah, you're the reason it's Chaos, I guess. I've never really understood why 2 Chaos Sorcerer make a deck a Chaos deck. Takes the piss, really. Yeah, it's a good card. It's because you're running a lot of light and a lot of dark. It gives you cards that are much better than Titanial, really. Gauze, it's your OTK stopper, your FTK stopper. Caius,
only one?
Yeah, the only card you tribute for in the deck. I don't like tributing at all.
Okay.
If you've watched the deck, you'll see that to summon this guy I had to use Glow Up Bulb to get him out, and I still lost anyway, so. But that was just because of bad draws, it's all good. Sangan, because other than the cards I've just showed you, it searches every card in every monster in the deck.
Okay.
Spirit Reaper, I've seen people that can't even get over it, so they've basically had to scoop on the fact that the game's gone on for so long, and then a set Spirit Reaper ends game, really. Plus that if you can get into attack mode,
yeah,
and your opponent's got no field,
like
it can really start to take advantage, but your opponent can take advantage of you leaving it in attack mode, really.
Triple Raikou.
3 Raikou.
This might spark some discussion. 3 Raikou. It lacks some sort of engine.
Not really. I find that the Raikou's the best way to get at the Chaos Sorcerer. It's a good way to get 3 Darks in the grave for Dark Armed. It's a good way to get Dandelion to grave. It's just a good way to fill up your graveyard, really. Okay. The last 2 light monsters in the deck are Effect Veilers. Also showing you a Spore there for some reason. 2 Effect Veiler there. I find that it works quite well, to be honest. I didn't draw it when I wanted it, unfortunately. I needed it against Blackwings.
Stop that pesky boar.
But it shows you, just by watching the game, you'll see why Effect Veiler is so essential to the deck, in my opinion. Because you'll be put in situations where you need it, and I'd rather have it in the deck.
Is Hawk going to get touched by the Banlist?
No. It's not going to be hit by Banlist.
Actually, that's a good card.
Maybe 2, but I only run 2, so that's all good.
I think most people only run 2 in their deck,
Spore.
Really.
It's one of the tuners in the deck. A lot of people say it's the best tuner. I don't agree. It's normally either a level 1 or a level 4. So it's good if you want to go into a Colossal Fighter OTK. It's good if you want to summon Shooting Star. It's good if you need to go into a random level 8 when you've already used it. And it's good to go into Formula Synchron. But personally, I think Debri Dragon's better.
Okay.
Glow Up Bulb, it's just another level 1 tuner that can be specialed from your grave. I like the fact that it's still level 1 when it comes back, because it lets you go into multiple formulas. But again, that's not always a good thing. I find the deck really quite lax in defense currently. Yeah. Main tuner of the deck, 3 Debri Dragon. Special monster with 500 attack from your grave. Its effects negated, and then you synchro with them. It's best card in the deck, really. Targets most of the monsters, really. Best one is really go Dandelion. I love to go Debri Dragon, Dandelion, Black Rose, blow up the field, gain 2 tokens, then maybe go into a Chaos Sorcerer. I like the amount of special summoning this deck does, because if you've got Chaos Sorcerers in hand, Debri Dragon in hand, Dandelion in grave, it just means you can really start wrecking. Lone Fires, not as essential to the deck anymore, really. It's the plant engine, but without Titanial, this is no longer an amazing draw. You can't just draw this and be like, oh, I can try and get control of the field now. But you can still really, like, you can win by drawing this, yeah. it's still amazing. Thinning the deck, go in for those. Basically, if you have this in hand, you can normally go for a synchro. And generally I find it to be quite good.
Okay.
Then you got your 2 dandelion.
Of course.
Basically the staple of the deck. Without the dandelion, the deck would still work, but it'd be pants. Apparently it's pants anyway though, so I might be going back to my camel deck, which I'll be showing probably tomorrow or something.
It's a pretty good deck actually.
Card Trooper, mill 3, increases attack by 500 for each. When it's destroyed, draw a card. It's just a deck thinner really, becomes a beta, and it's a +1. It's amazing for this deck really. Then the last monster is a Snowman Eater. It's another Raikou really, a bit more restricted, but will normally stay on the field when it's been hit.
The defense as well.
Yeah, the 19 defense. But I like it because it's the water, it's the level 3, hit by Debri to go gun gear. Right, onto the spells. We got 3 Pot of Avarice. Just add 5 monsters back to from grave back to your hand, deck, and then draw 2 to hand. Like losing all my words now. Just so bored of Yu-Gi-Oh after that. Cold Wave, staple in the deck really. You play this so you can go for game. You can make sure your opponent can't set any outs to you, so you can set up for second turn. Giant Trunade lets you push quite hard without having to worry. 2 Mystical Space Typhoon, these are amazing. They save your Stardust, they nuke your opponent's card during end phases. They do so much. Then they can be so much better, but they would be banned if they were much better. So this is amazing. This is as amazing as you need it. Monster Reborn, staple to the deck. You can get an OTK by drawing it. With Lone Fire, it can go into an OTK. Dark Hole, just a staple really. 1 for 1. I've got 4 targets for it now. So I can always go. It basically allows me to go into a synchro quite quickly. I don't see why it shouldn't be in the deck. I quite like it. Charge Light Brigade. It thins the deck. It searches a Raikou, so it's basically a 4th Raikou. I find it's a 4th Raikou. I've seen people run 2 Raikou and 1 charge, running the charge as a 3rd Raikou, but I'd rather have 4.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Gold Sarcophagus, just trying to target those cards that I need in the hand. Every time I drew it though, it didn't really work out for me, so I might drop that. I guess I need a Pot of Duality really. Foolish Burial sends the Dandelion, sends the Spore, sends the Glow-Up Bulb, sends the 3rd Dark, sends the Dark monster you need for Chaos Sorcerer, sends the Light monster you need for Chaos Sorcerer, sends the target you need for Debri Dragon. Just an amazing card all round. Onto traps, you got Solemn Judgment. Just you know what Solemn does. Torrential Tribute. I like it when you got a limit reverse face down, or when you've got Dandelion or Card Trooper on field. I never liked Torrential and put me on a minus. Call of the Haunted is so much better than Monster Reborn. When Monster Reborn first came back on the ban list, I had so many people saying, oh, why didn't they just bring back Call of the Haunted? It's nowhere near as good as Monster Reborn. Monster Reborn lets you steal from your opponent's graveyard. But like, Call of the Haunted can be reused. Call of the Haunted can bring back a monster when it's being destroyed, so you can get a plus off something like Card Trooper or Dandelion. Exactly, think about it. Limit Reverse, it's exactly the same as Call of the Haunted. Exactly the same. In this deck, it is basically exactly the same. Yeah, I can't hit Chaos Sorcerer, I can't hit Gauze, I can't hit Caius.
Or anything over 1,000.
Everything else is under 1,000, or can't be special summoned.
Oh yeah.
So, Limit Reverse, basically Call of the Haunted. Okay, I can't switch it to defense mode. Why would I switch it to defense mode? I can't. It's exactly the same as Call of the Haunted. Call of the Haunted brings it back in attack mode.
Got a side deck for this deck? Oh, you ain't made one yet.
I'm not going to show a side deck because a side deck shouldn't be a stapled side deck. Side decks should be each to their own. Whoever runs the deck, look at your own locals, see what deck card you need in there. I'm not going to tell you what cards are good in a side deck, and then you go and run it, and then you come to me and say, oh, it didn't work, why didn't it work? I'm telling you right now, this deck doesn't seem to like working very often.
I think it's a good deck overall, though. It's just not a bad deck.
On to the synchros. I run 1 shooting star, 1 scrap dragon, 1 colossal fighter. I've decided that this card, Dark End Dragon, that would be a good card to run in this deck. Not so much as something you can drop often, but as something that if you can summon, you'll really wreck when it's on the field. 2 Stardust Dragon, 1 Gun Gear, 2 Black Crows, 1 Iron Chain Dragon, 1 Bryanek,
Of course.
1 Ally of Justice. I've got one, yeah. It's in the post.
eBay.
Armory Arm, and then 2 Formula Synchron.
Because they're broke.
Oh yeah, Formula Synchron's amazing. Limit reverse that, you can go for a synchro. So yeah, anyway, I don't like the deck. I built it last night, technically. Or was it the night before? I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, I'm hopefully going to post maybe one more duel. See if I can win. So yeah, look for the next 2 videos I post will be Debri Chaos versus Lightsworn round 4. And
Because you made
Chaos
it
Debri versus Blackwings round 4. Because if I lose the match, I'm going to post a round 4 just to see if I can win. Otherwise, no point in you really watching my videos, is there?
Alright, thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to Mr. Chris Smiley and DBZ Fan.
Yeah.
Thank you.